Welcome to Area DMG.
Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile Mouth, and today we're going to play this game called The Winter's Daydream. It's not actually a dream. It's from Sometimes You, who provided it, by the way, and I love them. Oh, so much. Ibi Hime. Sometimes You is fantastic. This is a graphic novel game. Those. Let's see. Ugh. I want the fastest text speed. Come on. Hurry, 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 hurry. Come on. Yes. Music all the way up. Sound all the way up. So, this is a graphic novel, but it doesn't have any, you know how some graphic novels have, like, multiple branches and multiple endings and stuff? I don't think that this one does. So, I'm going to still try it, though. Let's turn down that volume a little. Not really. There we go. That should be about enough. There we go. I'm over here. I have some Bombay chai. Oh. December 28th, Thursday. It's only the 28th of December, Thursday, but snow is falling outside the train windows. And inside the train windows, it's really uncomfortable. There wasn't any snow back in Tokyo. Though the air was crisp and chilly, cold enough to make you burrow your hands a little deeper into your pockets, it didn't snow. It's different if you travel a little further north, though. It gets colder here much, much earlier. Everything is cold in the northern countryside. Everything except people's hearts, as my dad likes to say. My dad can be pretty cheesy at times. But he might have a point. And so did our forks, because we killed him with our forks because he made cheese. And the little bits that were left, we were just like, well, let's sweep up this debris. I've been living in Tokyo since spring this year. In the beginning, I was excited to get away from the dull countryside I was raised in. But well, you know what they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. People are never satisfied. When I left home, I soon discovered just how different the city was from everything I used to know. I'd lived in the countryside all my life in a small town with a population around 1,500 people. I think I for granted I knew the names of my neighbors and they knew mine. I thought it was normal that our family cat Tama would sometimes stay with the elderly Mr. Igarashi for days on end because he fed her picky feline better cuts meat than we did. It was only to be expected that the clerk at the nearby grocery store would give me extra free sweet potatoes. A few extra sweet potatoes whenever I stopped by because he knew my youngest sister Otoko was fond of them. There's a thing I have to say here actually. Otoko is like, it means sly or like a fox. Yeah. Or a sly guy actually. Otoko or Otono. Otono is a sly female. Otoko is a sly male. It's kind of a derivative name here. It makes a better last name than it does a first name, though. Hometown was much colder than Tokyo during the winter months. I can still remember scenes from my childhood where snow piled up on the roads and fields a full 5 inches thick. Our roofs would strain beneath the burden of the snowfall. My father would spend his days off to work shoveling snow for our elderly neighbors. No matter how frigid weather became in our small town, the people would always band together, help one another, spirited by gung-ho and truly optimistic men like my father. In my old man's words, the hearts of the people were warm even if their hands were cold. That's kind of like, you don't want to put that in like your Tinder profile. Be like, my heart is warm. My hands are cold. Tokyo, meanwhile, is completely different. In Tokyo, the streets are busy, streets are busy, and the buildings are big, and the people. It's hard for me to describe them. That's because there are far too many of them. Oh wow, you're not a serial killer at all. Tokyo isn't inhospitable per se, but it's not the most welcoming place, at least of all to a boy like me who grew up in such a secluded environment. I'm afraid Tokyo would eat me up and spit me back out again. I think my parents are afraid too. Mom used to call me every day when I was first settling in. She was forever sending me bags of rice and locally procured persimmons and keto videos. Fearful I might be so overwhelmed by my new surroundings that I forget to buy food for myself. Here's the thing I saw on YouTube! Yeah! That, or maybe she worried I wouldn't know how. Fortunately, I managed to make it this far. I'm only partially dead. Which is mostly alive. Wait, no, it's... He's mostly dead, which is partially alive. Yeah. Though I was awkward and unsure in the beginning, I started the hostile alien terrain in the big city. I joined the photography club at the university and made several friends. My time in the city wasn't as bleak and scary as I feared. In fact, I enjoyed it. 8 months later, I managed to make it back to my hometown in mostly one piece with an expensive new haircut and expensive new shoes and expensive new glasses to show for my travels. My canvas bag lies on the ground at my feet. It's a small bag with only a few sets of clothes and a game console and my camera stashed away inside. I'm going to go back home for a handful of days. I plan to stay for New Year's, of course, because of family celebration, and we, meaning my father, mother, and my younger sister, always go visit to our local shrine together, but that's it. When the 3rd of January rolls around, this will be a old rickety train back home. I can't afford to miss the start of the new semester, not even a couple of days. Time I've discovered moves more quickly in the city than it does in the countryside. Well, no duh. And if you miss a single lecture, you'll be scrambling around for a week trying to recover the information that slipped through your fingers. Sometimes it's too late. There's not enough time. There's never enough time. I sigh as I stare out of the train's windows. It's very dark, but the stars are particularly bright tonight. I think I can spot Betelgeuse out of the corner of my eyes. It's the 3rd brightest star in the northern hemisphere. Is it Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse? I don't know. Betelgeuse. 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 Yeah. I know a lot about the stars. My grandfather liked to lecture me about the night sky when I was little. I wasn't particularly interested. I only cared about my Game Boy. I believe that is the right choice. But his lessons must have stuck. Can I see other constellations out the train windows? It's hard to tell. My eyes, despite my brand new glasses, are unfocused. The snow doesn't help. The snowflakes fall slowly and lazily, reading about Trump, swirling through the cool night sky like they have all the time in the world. Time, I yawn. Oh, God. Okay, if you force yourself to yawn, you'll choke. Ugh. Of course, it wouldn't snow in Tokyo. That would cause too many problems. It could interfere with the bus routes and the train schedules. Schools would be shut, business meetings canceled, and everything would fall apart. The apocalypse. All it takes is a day. Wait, what kind of story is this again? I think it's supposed to be some kind of romance story where it's kind of like those Winter Harvest or something games that are on the Nintendo DS. Sorry, 3DS. Harvest something or something or other. There was a whole bunch of them. They're just like, you just read through them. There's other stuff that's like this, like Code Realize and such, but those have choices. I don't think this is choices. I think it's just a story. Music's not too bad. Time is money. I can only afford to snow out there, blah, blah, blah. Since in my tiny town, only high school, like anybody cares. 15,000 people is nothing compared to millions who reside in Tokyo. Hey, part of the place that I grew up in was like less people than that. I've been to conventions with more people than that. Yeah. I can feel sleep creeping up on me. My arms and legs droop like unwatered plants. My head feels far too heavy for my neck, as though it's been stuffed full of newspapers. With a soft yawn, my eyelids fall shut. My head leans back against my chair. The chair leans back because it can do this. I think I'm dreaming. In my dreams, it snows. I wake up sticky. Damn it. It always snows around here. Though I missed my parents a good deal when I went to Tokyo, I eventually learned how to live without them. I can iron my own laundry now. It's something short of a miracle. That That's, not really. I've always been on the short side for my age. I blame my mother's gene pool with long feminine fingers and soft round cheeks, but I'm still 19 years old. I'll be 20 next year. I am an adult, though. I don't particularly look like one, and we all have to grow up eventually. My parents saw me off the train last spring. My heart was full of dreams, my head full of nerves. My dad put one meaty paw on my shoulder, and told me there's nothing to worry about me. He goes, "Ruff, ruff, son! Life will be rough. Rough. Rough." Now I'm gonna be disappointed if his dad is not like a giant husky of some sort. "You're my son," he said. "No matter what happens, you'll do just fine. I have faith in you." At that time, I appreciated this vote of confidence, particularly when I had so little confidence in myself. I like to believe I'm capable of being self-sufficient now, but I still think about my father's words from time to time. His serious tone was quite unusual for my dad, who, despite being tall and broad-shouldered like a cop from a film noir, was always cracking terrible jokes. His sudden, supportive attitude was certainly new. Whenever I watched television with my family on New Year's Eve, huddled together between the kotsatsu like penguins, my dad would point out that the male idols on the panel shows and say, "Hey, look, you! I found the perfect job for you. Haven't you ever wanted to be a model?" Then he'd laugh and slap his knee, disrupting the top of the kotsatsu so green tea spilled everywhere. I never imagined one day I'd miss my father, who was determined to poke fun at me at every given opportunity during my formative years, but I missed him more than I expected. As for my younger sister, however, she's not a romanceable option here. Actually, that's horrible. But that's how these games sometimes are. But this is one of those I don't think has choices. "Hey, you deaf! I asked to pass the vinegar." I don't think I could ever miss her. Actually, you won't if you practice. Ochiko might be part of my family, but we've never gotten despite how similar we look. She, like my father, like me, inherited her looks from her mother. Unlike me, however, feminine charms are the source of amusement and derision. Otoko is short and slender with a face shaped like an egg. She has clear skin, clear eggs, and the same long fingers I have, although her nails are always filled and polished, painted to match her outfit for the day. You know what we call those? We call them, grabbers. They're like, oh, they spend so much time on their nails to make them look so... never mind. She's a pretty girl, there's no doubt about it, but... I asked you like 4 times, the vinegar now! Throw it in her face. She's not exactly nice. In fact, nice is the last word I used to describe her. "I'm sorry, I was spacing out. I'm tired from my trip." "You do look a little pale. Would you like me to write a bath for you, dear?" Oh, that's her mom. His mom, or whatever. "Oh, it's fine, Mom. I can do it myself later." My mother is always calling people. Maybe that's why Otoko grew up to be such a, I sure hope you can do it yourself, being away from home for so long. A man's got to learn someday. My dad laughs raucously and slaps a hand on my shoulder. "Oh dear, I feel that tired. I should have got more green tea. I might wake you up after a long trip." Mom begins to refill my cup of green tea without waiting for my response. She doesn't have to play the role of the perfect hostess with me. But telling my mother that would be a fruitless effort. I once suspected my mother was has a unique form of OCD. Namely, she just can't rest easy when there's food to serve and cups to fill. Maybe it's because she worked as a waitress in Ryokan. Or Ryokan? Rokon? For a few years. Or maybe it's because she misses having her family all together like this. I guess she wants to pamper me as much as possible when she has the chance. There aren't as many people as compassionate as my mother, apart from Miss Mishima. Mishima. Who used to babysit me and Otoko when we were kids. Oh, please. Well, my mother's only too happy to tend to my needs. Imagine for her otherwise. Otoko is a little less enthusiastic. Can't be tired. You big baby. Tokyo's not that far away. It's 6 hours and my connecting train was half an hour late. Oh, poor you. Excuse me if I don't weep with sympathy. At least you get to live in the big city now. I'd kill to be in your position. Let's not talk about killing at the dinner table. That happens later. This is Raging Loop after all. We're going to have the feast. And you are a wolf and you will die. Actually... I'm really in love with that particular graphic novel right now. Anyways, whatever. Otoko rolls her eyes. The motion is particularly effective in the ring of black eyeliner that frames her deep brown irises. I think this is one that was sent to me by the company. And it's another one where I'm like, thank you sometimes, you. You send me all sorts of cool stuff and I love you guys. Anyways, maybe I should try to diffuse the tension. The 4 of us might be family, a model example of a nuclear unit, but I have been away for almost a year. It's only natural our reunion would be a little awkward. Can't expect everything to revert back to the way it used to be over a single meal. You don't need to get jealous, Otoko. Don't call me that. Oops. I forgot how much Otoko hates when people use her real name. How could I forget? I only chewed my head off about 1,000,000 times, 1,000,001 times ever since she turned 13 and started reading fashion magazine and learned to be self-conscious. Otoko never used to be this much of a brat when she was a kid. Puberty, beyond filling out her figure, I don't see it, did something rather frightening to my little sister. She might have blossomed on the outside like a beautiful flower. Nope. But her personality is withered on the vine. I'm sorry, Otomi. Oh no, what did I say? Okay, so Otono is like a sly child, like a female child. Otoko is a sly male child. So yeah, our family name is Satome. Satome! I can't look at that name the same after Boogie Pop Phantom. Not the weird remake anime, but the original. Satome! Anyways, Otoko prefers to go by a diminutive of that rather than her giver name. I can't exactly blame her. Otoko inherited her name from her maternal grandmother, but it's a pretty hefty burden to place on a fashion-conscious girl like my younger sister. While Otoko is written with perfectly innoxious characters, those for sound and girl, respectively, it's more commonly used to mean man. What did I tell you? Oh no, I'm good at these things. Anyways, Otoko says as soon as she leaves home and goes to university, she's going to get her name legally changed. Mom tried to talk her out of it, but Otoko is as stubborn as a goat and nothing can change her mind. That's why it's impossible to argue with her about anything. Anyways, Tokyo's not all it cracked up to be, Oh, really? Really? It's so big, there's so many people and pretty noisy at times. So you're trying to show off now? No way, it must be so hard for poor little you have to go all the way. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, let me go to main menu a second. I want to check something. We'll do resume. See where it takes me. Will take me directly to where I was. That'd be kind of a little sad because then it's only like you only have one bookmark. Oh no, it took me to the beginning of the scene. Ay, ay, ay. I would prefer to have some more options or better bookmarking. Because, like, what did the buttons do? None of the other buttons do anything. A button does stuff. Start button does stuff. Select button doesn't do anything. There's no auto? Wait, maybe there is an auto and I'm just like not looking at it. I feel like this is one of those where I'd have to sit down and let it read through. Or rather put it on auto and just sit through it. Because as far as I can tell, I don't think this is multiple endings or anything. Actually, let's check. I know I've got a bunch of other ones of these that we're going to do at some point. Actually, let's go up to software information. Let's do this. Sometimes you. Well, I discover the unimaginable. Oh. Weird. Huh. His elderly grandmother is confirmed into a what? Okay. Let's see. 50,000. Wait. Story by Ibe Hime, author of Sweetest Monster, Blackberry Honey, and The Way We All Go. Kinetic story with no choices or branches, custom OST, and a detailed background and character art. About 50,000 words of text, approximately 3 to 4 hours of reading. Oh. Okay. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what the other things are. Let's see. Sweetest Monster, Blackberry Honey, and The Way We All Go. Okay, let me look that up, actually. I'm going to look up whoever Ibehime is. Ibehime? Ibehemoth. Ibe-Hime. website developer of various visual novels, from fluffy romance stories to endless angst and suffering. Ooh. You have an Itch.io. Or Itch.io. Itch.io. I'm going to take a look at their Steam thing. They have a bunch of things. Ooh. Let's see. Rituals in the Dark, The Language of Love, Winter's Daydream, Lynn, Idol, 6 Days of Snow, Blackberry Honey, Lily of the Valley, Once on a Windswept Night, Sweetest Monster. Oh, they put together all these really cheap ones, too. This one's a $6 one normally. I got it from the company, though. I'm looking at all these, I'm like, the way we all go. What is Sweetest Monster about? Middle-aged man has an encounter with a cute cat girl in the dead of night, but all is not as it seems. Ooh, what are these? Yeah, I would say this is relevant to me. There's no audio, but it's got soundtracks and stuff. Actually, I kind of feel like people should support this type of game so that we can get more of them. In fact, I'd kind of like more of them. Let me check on something. I want to see what Sometimes You has out. By the way, I love this company. They send me a bunch of stuff. And I don't see anything more from them that would work with this. Like, they published this one, but I'm hoping that they do well enough to publish others. Oh, sorry. Anyways, they also sent me this one, Ponzu Hunter, which was an amusing one. And Blood Waves, which I'm just like, at some point I'll do a video about that one. Some point. Let's get out of that. Close. But yeah, let's go back to the game. Whatever. Actually, this is one of those where I would just have to sit down and pretend it's kind of like a movie that I'm reading. And see how it goes. I'm sure the story is fine. Yep. Okay, so gonna do anything to change. And you can't even, like, do anything to, like, see the artwork behind it. So it's a very simple, graphic novel, but hey, there's a ton of these on the Switch, and it'd be nice to see more. So I think we should support all the ones that are out there, or as many as we can, so we get more of them. The big ones I really want are the Zero Escape series. I do think the Code Realize series should be interesting. There's a bunch, so have at it. Anyways, if you're a fan of graphic novels, let me know in the comments below what you think. Hit that thumbs up, that share button, that subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you're notified whenever we have a brand new video here on Area DMG. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.
Morning, Maya.